So I've been a little bit perplexed about the GlassOuse assistive devices. These are little units that you can, they're basically head mice. So you attach it to a hat or whatever, and as you move your head around, it moves the mouse pointer around. Well, here's what I don't understand. They have frameware, they have headbands, they have caps, they have straps. They even have beanie hats. But what they don't have, that I could find at least, is a way to attach it to regular pair of eyeglasses. And this came up with a couple of users asking me if it's possible to create an eyeglass mount. And here's my test run through that. Let me change this video over so that you can see the full screen. And so here is this is the original part. This is a injection molded plastic part, and this is for the headband version. And the unit I don't have the unit itself because it's too expensive for me, but it clips into here like well, if you can imagine, kind of like a giant, well, this is a giant thing, but kind of clips into there. So you have the top and bottom clips, and then you have super teeny tiny little tabs that go into little holes or slots on the actual device. And then in addition to that, you've got, this is somewhat flexy, so I guess you can lock it or unlock it. And then the headband would go through these two big slots. So the first thing I did is I went and I modeled this and took a bunch of measurements. This was all hand measured. So this is a project where you're going to need your calipers, that's for sure. So I measured out everything and got a pretty good reconstruction of it. This part even flexes a little bit too. This is printed in PETG, not PLA. And the real challenge, as you could imagine, anybody who's done 3D printing, are those little tabs. They're in the model and they're kind of there, but goodness knows how long they're going to last. The upright parts are strong, but those little tiny tabs, we'll see, because they're printed, floating, bridging anyway, so there you have a problem. So anyhow, I modeled that, and this was all done in OpenSCAD, of course, because I love my stone tools. And then what I did is I came up with a version that had no slots. So this is just completely flat plastic, but it has the mounting points. This way, if somebody wanted to experiment with mounting, they could just drill holes into the plastic here and experiment with different mounting techniques. But the thing is because of the way that the device clips in here, you really don't have a whole lot of clearance. So keep that in mind when we move to the next part, which is how I did the eyeglass part. And this was based on input from the user. So what I did is, instead of the full length of the opening here, I have two ovals there and there. And this is to support using a handy dandy cable tie or zip tie, and I got a small one here, for holding it for eyeglasses. And then while I was at it, on the back side, I made a little crease down the middle so that it could go along the arm of the eyeglasses. So in this example here, I've got some glasses of mine, and it would go mounted like that. Okay, and then from the back side, you'd have your cable tie, your zip tie, go around there, and this is going to be fiddly. Oh, I threaded it the wrong way. Let me rethread this. Threaded this way, thread this way. Okay, get my eyeglasses. I'll say I'll do the tab up, and then zip tie this, and being careful that you're going to want to cut this off and make sure that there's no sharp edges that will knock into somebody. So you do that on both sides, and I had to make the center part here a little bit indented so that it doesn't interfere with the actual device that's going to clip in here. So this, I mean, this is actually the first time I've tried zip tying it, and I'm not entirely happy with the tension on this. And then you do another one there. So it's still, it's moving around. So I would want to think through, maybe I would mount this so that the one zip tie is at this part of the eyeglasses so that it uses the folding arm screw to keep it from sliding back and forth. But either way, so that we're going to get this out to the users so they could try it out to see if any of these work. And the good thing is now that we've got this 3D model, I can, these could be printed out. If they break, you could just print out a new one. And I'm not listing any of these for sale or whatnot. This is not a commercial item because I don't want to get in trouble with the GlassOuse people and invalidate or come against their patents or whatnot. So this is just going to be completely free, opened up, all my own measurements off of an original piece. So I reconstructed it from scratch. So there you go. That's where we're at. And hopefully something is going to work with this.